Alright, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to review Apidura's under top tube bag. It's a little noisy where I am. I'm just on the Skyway Bridge, halfway across it here in St. Petersburg in Florida. So sorry if there's a bit of background noise. Just got my bike propped up here with a bit of timber, a bit of driftwood. So hopefully it stands the length of the video. So I've done a few long tours with this bag now. I did the US from Vancouver to San Diego last year. And this year I've done a 1,000-kilometer off-road tour called the Mundabiddi in Western Australia, mountain bikes. And I just got back from touring for 3 weeks in Costa Rica. I've had this under top tube bag on each of my tours. And generally speaking, I'd say it's fantastic. So obviously, like all this space under here, if you're not utilizing it, it's a lot of wasted space for someone who's touring, especially if you're trying to keep your bike a little bit more aero. In my last tour, I actually ran this and the other Apidura front bags, the under the handlebar bag, the top tube bag, and the little pouches with some Ortlet panniers on the back. And that worked out quite well to have a little bit more gear. Now, the pockets, it's got 2 pockets either side. This one on this left hand side is a little smaller, and I find it's really good to put things like my wallet and my passport in, bearing in mind that these bags aren't actually waterproof. So if you're out in the rain for a few hours, your stuff's getting wet because it's all going to get wet through. So just keep that in mind. The other side, you've got, there's a slightly bigger pouch, and inside it, it's a little bit more space. I usually put my electronics in here. Sometimes I'll put some food and some snacks and stuff like that. And usually at the back, I'll have my my spare tube, puncture repair kit, my pump and some tools, things like that. Inside, there's actually also, you can see that, there's another little zip pocket in there as well. I've never actually used it, not that I remember, but it's another good little spot just to sort some more stuff out. A cool feature about this is when you zip it up, on the front here you've actually got this little port, little cutout, so you can have a cord coming out of the bag and it's still kind of protecting it from getting water and debris inside. I find that pretty cool. And built into them, you can't really, it's a little bit difficult to see, I'll show you when I take it off. But under here, there's another spot where you can have permanent cords like run out of the bag. I've never actually used it, but it would be good if you were running maybe a dynamo or something like that. I've just switched sides because of the lighting. Now on the top, you've got these 3 straps that hold it on, and they're pretty adjustable, so you'd pretty much be able to fit it on anything. As you can see, they're quite long, quite strong, haven't had any breaks or anything like that. The straps that hold it onto the tubes of your bike, they're just these like quick release straps, which I find have been pretty good. One problem you might have with them though, is they come with a little piece that is supposed to hold the cord tag once you put it together, but you can see this one's missing. I think I've got one of the ones on the front here. Yeah, so that's one there. So these little things here, got to be careful because those, they come off in the wash or something, you lose them, and then this tag, like, it'll just like flap free. I'm sure they're replaceable, but just one thing to note about these bags. One other little issue that I've had is obviously if this is full, it hangs down a little bit, and if your water bottles, depending on the size of your frame, might actually rub the bottom of the bag, and it actually rubbed through. And I've just put some tape on there to fix the hole. But, you know, obviously riding, that little bit of friction constantly, and eventually it was enough to just put a little hole in there. Not a huge issue. The color's pretty cool. I don't know about the yellow on the inside, because as you can see, mine's gotten pretty dirty. I've just washed these as well. They don't recommend machine washing them, but I've put mine through the machine a few times now, just because it's easy. Now I'll probably take it off and I'll give you a quick look at it while it's off the bike. One other thing I do like about these bags before I pull it off is they're quite versatile, in the sense that this is the largest they have available in this range, but you know, they're quite squishy. So you can kind of make it fit smaller bike frames by just squishing it up a little at either end. You can see, like, obviously depending on the bike frame you have, it's going to fit differently, but I found that it's pretty easy to make them fit. So I've just taken the bag off. You can see that's the bottom of it, and that's where I worn that hole in there. You can see there's like a little bit of wear on the bottom front as well. The front isn't too bad, not really any wear on there. The label's kind of faded. The yellow still looks really good though, but the actual Apidura label's a little faded. These seem a little bit frayed and a little bit discolored. That's a bit cracked as well. And it's been through a lot of weather, so I suppose that's to be expected. And here on the top is that quick hole I was telling you about. You peel that off, you can see that then gives you access to the inside of the bag. And so I suppose you could have something permanently wired up through there. Not too much wear on the back there either. Sorry about the lighting. And not too much wear. There's been a little bit of rubbing on the top, I can see, but not too bad. So all in all, I think they've held up. I think it's held up really well for all the touring it's been through. I mean, they are expensive. To an extent, you get what you pay for, and I'm not really aware of other brands that are doing these cheaper, though I'm sure they exist. If I find one and pick it up, I'll probably do a review of it. So yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Any question, leave them in the comments. And I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. So thanks a lot.